Hello my friends, it's Danny, and today I'm showing you how to make my chocolate banana bread. Now this is a healthy paleo style banana bread that is made with almond flour. So it's naturally grain and gluten free, and I will also show all of my vegan friends how they can tweak it to be a plant-based recipe, and I'll show you some lower sugar options as well.
I like it.
So the first thing I'm going to do is preheat my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I'm going to prep a loaf pan. Now I really like to line the loaf pan with some parchment paper because it makes it really easy to remove the banana bread once it's done cooking. And I have found the easiest way to do this is to take your loaf pan, sit it right on top of a piece of parchment paper, and then using the edges of the loaf pan to line it up, we're just going to cut the corners of the parchment paper out, just like this. Then you're going to take this parchment paper and place it in the loaf pan, and it perfectly lines the loaf pan. And then just for a little extra insurance, I also like to spray the parchment paper with a little bit of avocado oil spray just to be super duper sure that the bread doesn't stick. Now for the bread. I have a nice big bowl, and I'm going to start with 2 cups of almond flour. I'm using the extra fine almond flour from Bob's Red Mill. I really like the texture of this one for baking. Almond flour is naturally sweet, it's nutrient dense, it's rich in protein and healthy fats while being lower in carbohydrate. So it's a great option when you want to level up your baked goods because it's not going to affect blood sugar levels the same way a traditional white flour would. Then I'm going to add in 6 tablespoons of cacao powder. Now, if you had cocoa powder, that would work just as well. The real difference between the two is that cacao powder is not heated, so it's raw, and it's slightly less processed than cocoa powder, which is heated. But aside from that slight nutritional difference, you can substitute them one for one in just about any recipe. Then I'll add in 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Gently whisk all of the dry ingredients together. You just want to mix it until you've got everything well incorporated. Now we're ready for the bananas. You're going to need 3 brown, super ripe bananas. Ultimately, we're looking anywhere between 12 to 14 ounces of banana. And again, the browner, the better, because the browner your banana is, the sweeter the banana is going to be. So I'll get them into a medium-sized bowl and just use the back of a fork to mash them down. I like to use the side of the bowl to help do that. And once they're all broken down, it's going to look just like this, just like a bowl of mashed bananas. Next up, I have 2 eggs. Whenever possible, I try to buy pasture-raised eggs. They have a lot more nutrient density and a lot more flavor. And to all of my plant-based vegan friends out there, you can absolutely swap the eggs with 2 chia eggs. I tested it myself and it works, and I will show you when I take the bread out of the oven the difference between the version with the eggs and the version with the chia eggs. Now, if you've never made a chia egg before, it's very simple. You're just going to take 1 tablespoon of ground up chia seeds, combine that with 3 tablespoons of water, gently whisk it together, let it sit on the counter for 3 to 5 minutes, and you're going to see that it thickens up and it becomes very gelatinous, just like the texture of a raw egg. Okay, then I have a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Now you could do real maple syrup here, but if you wanted a lower sugar option, which is great for anybody who's following a keto style diet or is diabetic, or if you just simply want to pull back on the sugars in your day-to-day life, then you could sub in the Lakanto maple flavored syrup, which I'm really a big fan of. I think the flavor is really great, and you can easily swap it 1 for 1 for maple syrup in just about any type of recipe. Both options would work here. And then don't forget, you're going to need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I forgot mine, but I want to make sure that you don't forget yours. Then we're just going to grab a spatula, get all of these wet ingredients mixed together. And once you've got it well incorporated, simply add the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients and continue to mix everything until you have a nice, thick, hearty batter like I have here. From here, I'm going to add in the chocolate chips. Now I have 1/2 cup of chocolate chips for the recipe. I add about 1/3 into the batter, and then I'll save the rest to top the bread with. And again, if you are plant-based or low sugar, you want to pick a chocolate chip that matches your dietary needs and preferences. I will, of course, link to different options for you down in the description box below. Once everything is well combined, I'm just going to transfer this into my prepared loaf pan. Scrape down the sides, get it all in there, and then sprinkle those extra chocolate chips right over the top. This is going to go in the oven at 350 degrees for 45 to 50 minutes or until it has set through the center. Remember, a great indicator whenever you're baking is as your kitchen starts to become very fragrant, that means whatever is in the oven is just about ready to go. Once the banana bread comes out of the oven, you want to let it cool down to room temperature. This isn't the kind of banana bread that wants to be sliced while it's still hot. So really let it cool down, and then you're going to see that it slips out of the pan so easily thanks to the parchment paper. You can just pull it right up and out, remove the parchment paper, and your bread is ready to go. Now, as promised, I want to show you the difference between the banana bread that we made with the eggs and the banana bread that I made with the chia eggs. You can see the one made with the chia eggs is a bit denser. Actually, once it cools, it sinks down in the center and it doesn't have the same lift as the banana bread with the eggs. But I promise you, the flavor is really good. I personally like to put this in the refrigerator and eat it cold, and when you cut into it, it's a little bit denser and a little bit fudgier than the version with the eggs. But as far as I'm concerned, they both work and they're both very enjoyable. So just choose whichever one fits your dietary preferences.
I like that a lot. It's like almost like fudgy.
It's very fudgy. Yes. This bread is so good. It is moist, it's rich, it's dense and fudgy. You get this really rich chocolatey flavor with just a subtle taste of banana. I mean, this is definitely a recipe I'm excited for you guys to try. And when you do, make sure to snap a picture and tag me on Instagram and on Facebook so I can see all of the clean and deliciousness that you're whipping up in your very own kitchens. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with anybody else you know who wants to make healthy eating easy. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Danny Spees, and I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers! Hello, my friends, it's Danny, and today I'm showing you how to make my chocolate banana bread. Hello, my friends, it's Danny. Hello, my friends, it's Danny. Hello, my friends, it's Danny, and today I'm showing you how to make, boom. Hello, my friends, it's Danny, and today I'm showing you, boom. Hello, my friends, it's Danny.